Decimals might be the easiest form of fractions to add and subtract. Just line up the decimal points and do the math. Keep the decimal point lined up the same way in the answer.
If you have something like 5.6, that means 5 plus 0.6, or 5 plus 6/10. And decimals are easier to add and subtract because decimals inherently involve an addition sitting there. So they're easier to add and subtract than they are to multiply and divide.
You add from the right side over. For instance, you add your coin first, because if you have a coin that's going to total more than a fraction of a dollar, it's going to increase the left side of the decimal point. To keep everything lined up on the right side of the decimal point, you have 50 cents and 50 cents, which is a dollar. So you carry the 1 over, which increases the left side of the decimal point by 1.
Each place represents a power of 10. So when subtracting decimal fractions, you borrow just the same as you would with whole numbers.
I've got my decimal points how? Aligned. You can't subtract if you do not have those decimal points. These place values, back to my hundreds, back to my tenths, they have to be aligned. That's what matches up. So when you start your subtraction, I'm going to switch sides. When you start your subtraction here, we cannot subtract 8 from 2, so we have to borrow from the 4. So that is 12 minus 8. That's 4 pennies, okay, 4 hundredths. You've got 3 minus 4 here. We can't do that. A lot of people get confused and they see a smaller number, just want to subtract the smaller from the larger. You have to subtract the number you are subtracting from the original number you had. So you borrow from your 8. So it's 14. 13 minus 4 is 9. 8 minus 2 is 6. Now we've got another situation where we're going to have to borrow again. 8 from 6, or 16 minus 8. Where did I get the 16? To borrow. Here, that's my $100 I have. Making some change here. 16 minus 8 is 8. Don't forget your 2. Now, a lot of people think you did bust it by now, but you still have $200 left.
Okay, this is your total price here of what you spent. You got to take off 95 cents. Okay, that would be 1803. Take 1803 from $30. That's 7, 9, 1, and 1. You get $11.97.